So let me get this straight.
Yeah.
It's a hot take. Okay, listen.
And I hate that.
Kyle Shanahan is a genius. He's obviously football.
Willard was right.
Football.
They would be lined up for him.
Whatever, yeah.
Okay.
So nobody's questioning Kyle Shanahan's football knowledge, or his play calling, or his creativeness. And you certainly can't question his pedigree. We know that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, to me, you cannot definitively say he's a great coach. That is a different thing. I'll give you play call. I'll give you all that stuff. Great coach.
Yeah.
You're going to don him a great coach, and that's my issue, not with Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan is going to be who he is, and he is who he is. My issue is Kyle Shanahan has been elevated in the public eye, in the media eye, more so than any coach who would have the same record and same resume as he has. He's coached 5 years. I
can't get over the 39
he's under
and 43.
500. The first two, great. The first 2 years were garbage. I'll give him that. And he's made 2 out of the last 3. I'll give you all that. You cannot call him a great head coach. He's brilliant.
Yeah, but
coaching's different. Okay. That's leadership.
All right, I'll give you that. And you can look around. In Dallas, you know what? I'm going to lay off McCarthy because he's won a Super Bowl, and I don't want to hear, he had Rodgers, but he got some hardware. Kyle's yet to get that hardware. And for a minute, he owned McVay, and McVay's got that hardware. It sounds like you're trying to put a rat on the table, and I don't want to speak for you. How big of a deal do you think it is, Kyle's last name and the lineage that he comes from with his dad? Do you think, because Steiny, the Niners were nothing, and they went to the Super Bowl, and imagine had he punched that ticket and he had that one. Then, I don't know. I recognize, and I keep going back to what Willard and JD said, Steiny, there's not one team that wouldn't be lined up to get his services.
Well, there would be some teams, but there's no doubt if Kyle Shanahan were a free agent, he would become a head coach in the NFL pretty quickly.
And I think that's the biggest compliment you could give a player. We saw Jimmy. The line's going to be – and it didn't change my opinion on Jimmy. You know what, Steiny? The line wasn't around the corner. Yeah. But I get what you're saying.
And here's the thing. And look, I know how the game goes. I'm going to be a Kyle Shanahan hater.
I've never heard that one.
For what? Because I'm bringing up questions that I would like people to answer to help me figure out what I don't see. And I threw 2 of them out there. This is the most penalized team in the NFL since the start of last year. That's coaching.
Yeah.
That's coaching.
Discipline.
Now, I'm not saying he should be fired.
Right.
But when you say, that can't happen, well, it's happening, and that is part of you as a coach. The 4th down things are another one. He's been terrible in his tenure on 4th. This is how I think. He's been terrible on 4th downs, which, you know what? That seems kind of strange considering he's such a creative, great play caller.
That's like a parking ticket.
That's incongruous to me.
It's valid.
So I'm asking somebody to explain that to me.
Did you think I was off basis when I brought just the Guru computer, the 10-point lead in the 4th quarter?
It's not so much about a 10-point lead.
But it's still, Steiny,
it's about play calling, being up versus being down is a fair question to ask.
But the bottom line is it cost you wins. It's okay if the team comes back and ties up the game and then you kick the game-winning field goal. There's nothing to see here. But just like last year against the Rams, it's a bigger deal to me that this keeps happening, and it's the same kind of formula that cost you the Super Bowl. Why are your teams, whether it's his fault or not that Tart catches the ball, you're the head coach, you're up 10 in the 4th. We saw that again against the lowly Bears. You're up 10 in the second half, Steiny. So I think there is something to it, and I'm watching it, and we'll see, him overcome it.
Oh, you think he will? He'll overcome it?
No, we're watching. I got my pad out. I got my pen in my pad. But I will say this. For a badass as he is, and
now why do you even start with for as badass as he is?
Because he took a mess and took him to the Super Bowl. He took a 4-12 team to the Super Bowl and should have
it was his own 4-12 team.
Well, okay, but hey, I'll give you that. But at the bottom line, I'm not going to ignore what he did and who he did it with Garoppolo. So he took Garoppolo gumbo almost to the top of the mountain. And if you want to ask me, Steiny, why I sound bitter or irritated, they won that game against the Chiefs. They should have been celebrating
You don't blame Shanahan for that.
You don't give him. I give him all of it. That's why I'm telling you, Willard and JD,
you give him all of it,
I'm
and you don't penalize him as if he lost. So that's and you're kind of, it's funny, but that's true. It's true. You treat him like he's already won a Super Bowl because you don't think blowing it.
Oh, no.
You're answering my question.
No, Steiny, I told you I got an 8.5 by 11 now, and he's got a file. And there's 3 things in the file, and I just put the Bear loss in the file.
I put a rat on the table.
I put a rat.
So check this out. You just
taking
said
my rat.
You just
I don't like it.
You just said, yeah, in my mind, too, they won in 2019. Well, that means you're giving Shanahan credit for winning a Super Bowl. He never won.
It stops there. That was speak, but I'm telling you, the file's growing. And I'm not the only one saying that.
Here's the deal today. I'm really looking forward to today's show. 1 o'clock, Kenny Mayne. Kenny Mayne. He's a big boy.
From the What Up Maine podcast.
There, you just said it.
What up, Maine?
1:30, Matt Sullivan. Okay, who's Matt Sullivan?
This is big.
He's the writer who penned the story on Steph Curry in the Rolling Stone magazine. So we'll have the author of the Steph Curry article that was in Rolling Stone at 1:30.
Just speaking of Steph, the guy next door, the guy you want your daughter to marry, if she ever does get married, it's kind of weird when you think it comes to the daughter about to graduate high school, but Steph is of that ilk. Listen, if right now, Matt Steinmetz, I said put together a Mount Rushmore of iconic athletes currently in all sports.
Okay.
LeBron and Steph are 2 of mine.
Okay.
They don't, normally you got to, hey, Guru, it's Pac or Big E, or it's blah, blah, blah. Both of these guys are iconic.
Back to the Niners.
Matt Sullivan. Yeah. That was a hell of an article, man. He's in a comfort.
I don't want to make this about me. What the hell have I said that's a hot take? What? I never said Kyle's a bad coach. He's a great football mind.
And you didn't say fire him.
Of course not.
Right. That's how people hear it.
I'm not saying he's a doofus.
I'm trying to think back what Monday was.
But he also ain't on a pedestal with Bill Walsh. And I just feel like that's where fans, not everybody, but he's gotten a benefit of the doubt.
I would love, and Willard JD said it, and I'm going to quit saying their name, Steiny. I want to live in a world that a reporter asked him that question. Did you think about putting Jimmy in? Because you're right, it probably would have did him more good than people. Oh, what are you? He could have just put it right there. Hey, this is Trey's our quarterback for umpteen weeks.